A warm, inviting, gentle and safe space is essential. Greet people at the door and welcome them in, and ensure the space is clean and tidy at all times. Keep the vibe soothing and comforting. Low lights, comfy seating, cushy services, blankets and pillows, sensory toys and art supplies can all be useful. A safe space is a consent-focused space. People are welcome to come and go from the space as they choose, and to receive care and support or refuse it. Remember to treat each sitting as a privilege. It is an opportunity to practice your values by showing up for a peer having a vulnerable experience. Something to keep in mind is that people might prefer to have a peer sitter who has some experiential alignment with them. For example, they may feel safer with someone who shares their gender identity or is of a particular age. Whenever you are supporting someone in a challenging psychedelic experience, your role is primarily just to be with them. Aim to come from the sweet spot between neutrality and warmth. If you're ever unsure of how to respond in the moment, focus on regulating yourself. Come back to yourself regularly through a sit and swap out for breaks, especially if it's a long sit. Refresh yourself between sits so you can stay grounded and present. The core of this principle is that it's not our place to judge or even understand someone else's experience. Depending on how the person is, you might make simple offerings where appropriate. A cup of tea, a sensory object, an invitation to change position, to move or make a sound or draw. If the person is in a space where they want to talk, you can focus on listening. If you feel you must respond, use your words sparingly and focus on open questions that reorient them to their own experience. For example, how does that feel? And can you tell me more? Similar to the tips for managing overwhelm, there are some techniques you can use throughout a challenging psychedelic experience that may benefit you and the person you're sitting with. But when using any of these, just make sure you center your awareness on the person you are with and practice consent at all times. Regulate your own breath. One useful technique is box breathing, which is counting in for 4 counts, holding for 4 counts, breathing out for 4, and holding for 4, and starting again. The person you are supporting may or may not wish to join you, but either way, this practice is valuable. Practice speaking to the person you are supporting using your inner voice. Simple calming mantras such as "all is well," "you are safe," "I'm here with you" can be really helpful. If a person is stuck or looping on a repetitive motion or vocalization, for example, they might go from sitting to standing and sitting again. It's sometimes helpful if the sitter mirrors them. However, it might not always be helpful, so be aware of how the person is responding to these gestures. A key function of the peer sitter role is to model calm acceptance of the psychedelic experience. You can do this non-verbally, with your energy and body language, for example, nodding, or minimal verbal encourages, just things like or simple affirmations such as "you're okay." If the person you are supporting is asking for reassurance, provide it as simply as possible. Reassure them that they are safe, they're okay, they're welcome in the space and welcome to sit with you. You can reassure specific fears if they verbalize them. For example, "this will pass." Using language such as "bad trip" is not super helpful. It can be better to reframe the idea of a bad trip as a psychedelic emergence or challenging psychedelic experience, which allows for it to be reframed as a potent and powerful experience that can be integrated and can also offer deep personal learnings, insights, and opportunity for self-care. Once the experience has resolved, You can encourage and support the person to attend first to their basic needs. Then you can offer information about psychedelic aftercare and encourage the person to invest time and energy into integrating their experience, reassuring them that this can take time and is an opportunity to come back to the self in a caring and thoughtful way. Refrain from offering an analysis or values-based judgment of their experience. Part of your role as a peer sitter is to support people to value and seek their own meaning. Creating a safe and supportive environment depends on trust, discretion, and respect. As a peer supporter, you hold space for deeply personal experiences, and that space must remain private. Do not discuss anyone's experience outside of the space. No names, no stories, no hints or indirect references. What happens in the space stays in the space. If you see someone later, do not bring up their experience. Allow them to take the lead. If they approach you to talk, acknowledge, but don't analyse, judge, or retell. Stay in your role of warmth and neutrality. For example, thank you for sharing with me that day. I'm really glad you felt safe. And then you can let them steer the rest. Remember, respecting confidentiality builds trust and safety. It helps people feel seen, not judged, and it reinforces your role as a non-directive, compassionate presence.